Well, the tricky thing in asking that question is, what do you mean by long term? So there are several things that come up. First is something that is triggered upon filing the bankruptcy papers. And this is true in every bankruptcy case, regardless of the chapter. The filing of the bankruptcy papers triggers a stay, and the debtor doesn't have to do anything else. So it's called the automatic stay. Now, what is a stay? In law, a stay says stop. Whatever stayed has to stop immediately. And what stayed or stopped in this context is all action by creditors against the debtor, against the debtor's possessions, and against the bankruptcy estate that's created when the debtor files for bankruptcy protection. What that means in practical terms is the creditor can't even contact the debtor, can't call them on the telephone, send the bills, write letters, sue, garnish wages, seize money out of bank accounts, repossess assets, foreclose on assets. In essence, what it does is it erects a legal brick wall around the debtor to protect him or her or it from the depredations of the creditors. So it's very, very powerful protection. And if a creditor violates the stay, that can be a very expensive mistake for the creditor. So that, I suppose you could say, is short-term relief, but the thing is, it lasts until the debtor receives a discharge, and unless the stay is lifted for some reason because the creditor has successfully moved the court to have the stay lifted. So that's, I suppose, something that isn't peculiar to Chapter 11. It's something that is throughout the bankruptcy code. Now, longer-term relief. Well, the debtor has a certain amount of time in which to formulate a propounded plan. The plan doesn't have to be filed right away the way Chapter 13 debtor has to file a plan right away. Depending on the type of Chapter 11 case, it can be months before the debtor has to file a plan of reorganization. So what does this do? It buys the debtor time. And time is perhaps the most precious commodity in human existence. Debtor has time to work things out, to formulate a plan that's going to work, if necessary, find some financing for the plan. And then once the plan is propounded, there is a process of determining whether or not the plan can be confirmed. And if it is confirmed, then embedded in that plan can be a stretching out of the payments of the debts over very long periods of time. I will say there are some limitations to how long you can stretch debt repayments out. And it's going to depend on the kind of debt, on the idiosyncrasy of the judge who's presiding over the case, and what the creditors demand. But there is a very great benefit in being able to stretch things out long time. And this is especially attractive if the debtor is facing dunning agents coming after assets and money right then and now. You can spread it out over a long period of time. Of course, there are other things going on, but again, the flavor here is to just sort of dip our toe into the water for this particular discussion.